How's it going, everybody? This is Sherrod Seward, attorney turned AI coder, founder, investor. And right now, what I'm doing is trying to solve a problem with Claude Code because I found a great tool to help with the fact that I'm okay with doing things in a terminal. That's usually where you do your coding at, but there's different user experiences that you can have that are better. And I lost one. This particular one that I'm looking at is called Claude UI, which is an open source solution that was first introduced to me by Mark Kashef, who is a talented world-class low code builder at the highest level. And I was just really thankful that he gave me this. But first time I had a premium account. Okay. But anyway, let's get into it. Looks like we have Twitch and YouTube here. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and start sharing this one, what we're doing here. So this is research preview. I have a Claude Max account for using Anthropic's Claude AI. And this is Claude code that you can do just on the internet, not on a terminal, not on anything else. But I don't like it because you have to kind of like get into you got to go into a certain project too. And it doesn't look necessarily apparent to just start something new. You have to go into existing repositories, which have some limitations, especially if you're just trying to vibe out and start with something fresh. All right. So then there is doing it through Hostinger, which is a VPS. Say if you are working on projects with different people, you want everybody to get into the same account. Using a VPS is a way to basically have a terminal that's on a third-party server that everybody can access. But sometimes if you don't remember how to bring up Claude code every time, it gets a little bit bulky. So what I do is I'm usually working on a Chromebook, which does, of course, not run iOS or Linux or even Windows usually. So what I had to do is make a special kind of thing where I use something called crossdini, and that allows you to write Linux do Linux code, even though you're in a Chrome iOS atmosphere. Now, what I'm trying to do is get it back to where I can use Claude UI. As you can see right here, it's not working. It was working last week where I'd have this nice interface that looks way better than the actual terminal, but it just kind of went away. So I'm trying to figure out how to fix it. So right now I have a prompt where I basically said, hey, I had it installed on my local computer, it doesn't work, gave it to localhost, and I'm looking for it to first give me a prompt that I can put into Claude Code locally on my terminal to try to fix it. Then if not, it's looking through my previous conversations, what I think a lot of people don't know how to do. And it didn't do a great job. It found stuff that was on, looks like turtles and soccer stuff. So let's try this solution and see what we have here. Okay, so I'm gonna open up the terminal. Make it so you can see a little bit better. Put the prompt in. So when you're in here, you got to push Control Shift and V. Did I forget to copy it? So we do everything live, folks. All right, so let's try it again. I know that it's copied this time, but you push Control Shift V. Let it rock. And we're hoping that this can go ahead and fix the issue, because what I would like to do is use this new also when you go to do commands, I like to just kind of let it go, otherwise it'll stop all the time. And what I like running it locally is that it can go into your local files, not just what's in your Git, to solve the problem. And going further from that, the reason why you might want to do it on your local terminals, because if you're running API keys and stuff like that, you just don't want it out there. You might forget to make a project not public or forget who has access to it. Next thing you know, you've ran up a lot of bill on your API key because it's all over the place. And once that happens, they're not about giving your money back. So that's why we just keep it rolling on the local terminal whenever we can. The develop server is starting in the background. Let me check if everything's set. Because the thing is, like, it's already installed with packages somewhere. And I'm thinking that it's locally and not on my GitHub. So the UI is now running successfully. Let me update the status. So then we're hoping that it should give us a local host that we can use to run it. So it's saying it's in the same place. So let's see if that is true. Let me close this one out. Ah, it's there. So I like this because you can create a new project here, which you can't really do on the Claude interface. At least I didn't see how to do that there. But this will, when you put stuff here, you'll actually see it do things on your interface in the terminal. So it's not running separately from your terminal, it's running with it. And the other thing too is that you can have permissions to skip permission prompts. So like when I had to do all of that, hey, do you want to get permission? You can turn that off. You can bring in different tools here to make sure they have access to it. And then you can even add the MP servers, which is something that I want to give it to. But you also have the ability to use cursor, to which I'm actually going to see if I can do. So when it says continue in shell, I was hoping that it means that, okay, continue in shell. I would like to add my cursor account to this. Implication to be able to use on Claude UI. Now, one thing with Claude Code is like you really can't see the end result until you deploy it. On Cursor, that's different. So as you're working on a project, you can use it and look at it, but you can kind of work on them simultaneously. So if you're doing Claude Code and you want to see kind of what it looks like more hands-on, you can have that same project open in Cursor and work at it simultaneously with both things. Checking server output. I can see cursor CLA is not helpful on there. All right, I guess I thought it was already on here, but it's saying it's not. So let's go ahead and do that. Right, so let's look back at the interface here. While this is working, we can kind of minimize it. But yeah, it's great that you can use both. You can have it light, dark mode, and then I want to sort mine by recent activity. Let's see what you can do in a task. Taskmaster's AI CLA is not there. Install it to get started. Enable Taskmaster integration. AI powered task manager tutorial. Yeah, so we have master task. So when they're talking about task, what they're looking at is in the terminal, the to-dos that it does. Sometimes they're not optimal, which can, if it's done wrong in the first place, it can lead to a project not being about what you want. For example, I have a project where we have a visa evaluation tool, and I wanted to use that same engine to instead to do removal defense, but it did everything besides bring in the subject matter that we needed. But by having some advanced to-do lists, it can better kind of predict within building what you're trying to do. So that way, if you have low code, low technical knowledge, you won't have those issues. Well, it looks like it's getting some errors. Perfect. They found the instructions to install it. Let's go ahead and install it. While it's doing that, let's see if we can start a new project. So I'm gonna get back to that after it gets done working. So let's start a new project. Oh, that's the thing. I don't really know how to do the paths. Let's see. What does this path look? But you see how, like, when you do start a new project, you can kind of go over here and start things. But I want to get out of that landing page thing and just start a brand new complete project. I wish that it could just come with its own paths, though. So what I'll do is I'm gonna take a picture. Or maybe I can even code it. I can ask over here. So I'm gonna go with a new Claude thing. So run Claude again. Yes, continue. Now we're in. Hello, I am in Claude Code UI and I want to start a new project. I need a file path that I can copy and paste for the new session in order to start it up. This will be Sherrod Sports Visa's content producer tool. So Cursor CLI is successfully installed. Now I got to log in. So I wouldn't be surprised if this takes me to a URL because I don't think that it has my information to see if I'm logged in. So I think it's saying right here it's not logged in. And yes, Cursor has come in and it's trying to log in. Let's go back to the terminal and look into the other thing that we're looking at. A directory has been created. So here they created the path for me. I'm glad it did because I'm not really all that great at it. This is the thing, we're going to learn together and get better. Create the project. Localhost. So I'm going to copy this. Let's see why that happened. Create new project. Or maybe it was like if I look for it. So it's definitely /home. Let's see if we can create from here. Error creating project. Coming in. All right. So it looks like we got more work to do here. So one, let's like make sure we have just that copied and no like extra lines. It's pretty sensitive. Let that proceed. I wouldn't be surprised if, oh yeah, I'm supposed to authenticate in cursor. Can't verify user is human. Please try again. I just use a sign-in code. I wonder why it thinks I'm not a person. So bear with me. I'm just going to go get the code. Or maybe I should take it down just in case. I'll bring this right back up. Let's see if we have success. We do. So, yes. All set. Free to return to the CLI. That's great. Now let's see about getting into this project. So going back to Claude Code. Now this should be, so if I say logged in, completed. So you can see it's verifying that it was successful. All right, they got that copied. Let's go to the user thing and see if we can get back in. Project has already configured path. Okay. So then we should be able to look at tool, content tool. Initialize task masker. All right, so now that that's done, we can go back to settings and we can get that Taskmaster integration. We start this application, they'll automatically come out available after installing this. So we're going to copy that. We got to go to the terminal direct. Let's say, please install this. Directory is now initialized, which should make a valid project for Claude Code to open. That was true. Also, it's giving us an NPC server. Now, NPCs are like, they're like connectors that allow different AI tools to talk to each other. There are a lot out there that are made specifically for Claude Code, and I do have it on my mind to start that. So while we're doing this basic, so it looks like it's going to restart the server. Over here, what's going on? Pure defense. What we can do is kind of just do that since we're here anyway. So let's look at adding the NPCs. So where you see these are like, let's just try to Google search it and get to that particular page. Claude. Oh, MCP, sorry. Master protocol. Got to get past that. Boom. Claude Docs. build your own MCPs. So I'm going to open these in new tabs. Only data messengers and Claude AI and Claude Desktop. So we really just need this one in Claude Code. All right, so what I'm going to do, well, one is, wait, let's go here in settings, because there is the opportunity to add MCP servers from input. Then also you can put your API keys here, which I did before. Okay. I want to select it. So we want available on all of that. All right. So these MPCs is like when you add your API keys. So we have to get like a list of them, put them here. That was what will allow them to have your specific MCP that will have all these here. There are some that are specific for Claude that I think can give you to open sources. And like, that's what we'll do. So I'm going to see if I can prompt it first without getting all these keys. I'm not sure that's going to work, but we're going to try it. We're going to try it try it this way. Okay, so let's go into a different one and say, hello, I would like to set up Claude MCPs on my Claude code by copying and pasting one prompt into the terminal. I will copy a page of the Claude website on the topic, and I want you to do your best job of giving me a single prompt to be able to copy and paste and get the available Claude Code MC functionality in my global environment. Please let me know if you need anything else, or you can proceed with the information you have. This could be a boneheaded thing, and I really need to actually just give it individually API keys, which would like take a while. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's just not what we're going to do here. I have to either assign that to somebody to do, or just take out a few hours to go get that popping. Oh, well, this looks good. Oh, Asana, Notion, Stripe, SquareUp, Vercel, Netlify, HubSpot, Camp. Oh, so there's a lot of useful stuff that's already in here that we can use. Okay, so let's go do that. Put it in Claude Code. I wonder if we could just go in here. Arguments, one per line. Now I'm going to use it in Claude Code first. I'm going to put it in the terminal. So Taskmaster is installed. Pasted these. Now, what I'm hoping is that this is enough. It doesn't signify that I need to give it individual keys to put in here. All right. Cursor, and here's what's been configured. How to use it on your browser, go and open this. Select cursor, start chatting to use cursor's AI app abilities. Okay. Server is running on the background. You can use your cursor agent command directly from terminal. All right. So that's good. We have that. Figma, Atlassian, Notice Square, and stuff like that. So I need to get accounts for these and make sure that we have API keys. We're ready for this. And I think with that, I'll go ahead and restart this. See if I can save settings. Okay, then we're going to rerun this. Let's see if this. Okay, so then let's go back to that. Sign into your Claude login to get all features. Thought we did this already. Press 1. So we're going to log in again with our Pro Max account. It should open a browser, but if not, just do this here. I might have to take down the screen for a second because it's going to give a code. So currently, yes, we're live. I did get a code, and I'm now pasting that. All right, so we've been successfully logged in. I'm not sure why my video is not showing. But it's okay. We're almost done anyway, so we're successfully logged in. All right, so I think that should. So we have our NPC servers here. And that's where you can add your API keys, each per type of input. Now, the thing I don't like is I thought that this was done. Subscription. But it looks like I am already connected in here. I would like to make sure that Claude CLI login is already in my Claude UI setup. Let me bring up this terminal just to see if it's showing up there. So all of these you can now use to authenticate each service and start their tools and capabilities. Yeah, so there's still like a lot of work to do there on those. The cursor should be working. Would you like me to make sure Claude is already in setup, US setup? So that is what we wanted to do. Hopefully it won't take too long. You know, as we did this setup, that's one of the things, like just getting the proper setup is integral so that you can have access to everything. So this one needs some more API keys. Must have run out a little bit. But I thought I logged in through subscription. I'm pretty sure I did. Let's see. Yeah, it says an authentication status. All right. Your login was successful. All right. Yeah. So you got to make sure that you update your credits for using the CLI. It's not running through the Pro Max account. Okay. So that's fine for me. That one we can get with. And then on task, it looks like that is running. All right. We're good to go. So I hope this was fun. We'll indeed use this later within our school community so other people can see how to do this too. And like you can see, we still have work to do with authenticating everything and adding API keys. With that said, I'll holler.